Yeah, I had, again, complete imposter syndrome. I knew I was stepping up into something big. The team I landed in, there was a real mixture of people, but I was the youngest. The other salespeople and marketers, were probably a decade plus older than me with all the knowledge and experience of the industry of which I had nothing. So yes, it was very overwhelming. I was daunted. I feel I put a little bit on my mask of fake it till you make, fake it till you make it. This first big job, this product management job, it was a woman that hired me.
I came from Ukraine, and 3 years ago, there was a position open for Medtronic for a specific project. This was my first iteration of searching for a job in Europe because this was my first year after the invasion. And I found myself in a new country, in Prague, in Czech Republic, not knowing what to do. And what I had in my pocket was my education, my several projects that I did during my very long, more than 10-year maternity leave. And at that point of life, I was so insecure and not feeling professionally strong to be able to find something out there in the big European world. And here came you with the job interview that somehow I managed to pass. I have a first question. As a leader of a team of a woman, which is fantastic, when you look into CVs and you can see that there is a career gap or like it's obvious that there was not a long life career path, is it scary for a manager to give a shot to such a candidate? Or the next part, why weren't you scared of that fact?
Great question, and yeah, no, with pleasure, I can explain this. So obviously, you can see a CV on paper, and absolutely, you've had some interesting experiences with journalism and some of the roles you've done before your career break, and then you've done like you said, a few bits and pieces during that. The role that we were advertising for was something. It was a contract. It was something we hadn't done before. It was a big problem that we had to fix, and we needed some talented people to come in to be flexible because, again, it was a bit of a learn as you go type role. Um, and something, yes, obviously, inspired me about your CV. I could see the gap, but I was very happy to say, let's, what harm can it do to interview you? Let's go for it. And I was not wrong. The thing that triggered my interest was absolutely there in the interview as well. Again, as a mother, I know combining some career experience with motherhood, or many of those skills are absolutely transferable. The problem solving, the being tenacious, the getting stuff done, combining lots of different things, all of those skills I could see, and you explained very well that you had in spades.
As a fresh from the university student at that point, even though I was 35 years old. And I think that this can be relatable to so many women that are now and this, on maternity leave at some point, or for younger ladies who are just entering the workforce. Would you please share your experience, how you started your first big job?
Yeah, I had, again, complete imposter syndrome. I knew I was stepping up into something big. The team I landed in, there was a real mixture of people, but I was the youngest. The other salespeople and marketers, were probably a decade plus older than me with all the knowledge and experience of the industry of which I had nothing. So yes, it was very overwhelming. When I joined the team, I quickly learned there were a few undercurrents from some of the other people. Well, why had this young person, why have you brought her in? Why has she got this job? Why didn't even one or two of them had wanted that role themselves to move from sales into marketing and didn't get it? So um, there was this slight undercurrent where I felt really under pressure to perform and be able to, showcase what I could do. And it was not easy. This first big job, this product management job, it was a woman that hired me. So she was, a wonderful role model, which I never forgot. And again, said, that's the kind of manager I want to be.
Thinking retrospectively, do you think you can give yourself, the younger self, an advice?
At the beginnings, struggled with huge imposter syndrome, and feeling I had to overperform to show my worth. I had to work long hours. I had to not only do all my jobs and projects, but volunteer for additional, help other people, constantly deliver, um, and put that pressure on. So yes, at that point, I still was, if you say, developing my skills of really speaking. I look back to my, 30s, again, when you put so much pressure on yourself, again, it would be just trust and believe in yourself a bit more. Don't put yourself on, under so much pressure that and feel so stressed. um, you have your skill set, believe in yourself a bit more, trust in yourself, remove that mask earlier, the whole fake it till you make it kind of thing, and show your vulnerability, because again, making those human connections is super important. And I remember being a young manager, having one of my managers say to me, give me some feedback, lots of great feedback, but also, Alice, maybe be less emotional, maybe be less emotional.